I followed my wife, who went to a party against my wishes, and saw her kissing another man. And in the morning, she was kneeling at my door. Beamy, sitting in dark living room. Glass of whiskey dangling between fingers. Waiting for wife Emily to come home. She's hours late. Hear sound of heels on marble. Sharp and precise. Emily making her entrance like she owns the place. Red dress clinging to her body. Heavy perfume in the air. She stops mid-step when she sees me. Something flickers across her face. Not quite guilt. Emily's too composed for guilt. Jake, why are you sitting here like a psycho? You scared me. Laugh under my breath. I scare you? Swirl amber liquid in glass. You're late. She glances at clock. It's not that late. I told you I was out with Sarah. Uses that tone, like I'm the crazy one, like I'm suffocating her with questions. Brushes past me, kicks off her shoes. Notice slight smear of lipstick on her jawline. Don't remember her putting on that shade before she left. Where were you really? Voice comes out too calm. See her fingers twitch slightly, tucks hair behind ear. I just told you. Weird, because Sarah called me looking for you an hour ago. Silence. First crack in her story. Hadn't actually spoken to Sarah. Threw out the line to see if she'd take the bait. She did. Emily turns, brow furrowing just enough. What are you talking about? Stand up slowly. Voice low and measured. If you were with Sarah all night, why is she texting me at midnight wondering where the hell you are? Emily freezes. Watch her throat bob as she swallows hard. She's quick though, too quick. You're unbelievable, Jake. Voice drips with irritation. Like I'm the one caught lying. I was at the bar next door for 20 minutes. She must have left early and panicked because I wasn't there. What is your deal? Liar. Rolls off her tongue like second nature. Almost let it go. Almost let myself believe her. Easier than what I'm starting to suspect. Then notice it. Faintest stain of cologne on her dress. Something expensive. Something that isn't mine. Don't push it right then. Let her think she won. Let her stomp upstairs, muttering about how insane I'm being. That moment, the lie. The cracks, feel something shift inside. Cross a line I can't uncross. Sunday afternoon. Get invitation to Sarah's party. Emily begs me to come. It'll be fun, Jake. We need this. Stare at her while she says it. Her smile bright and genuine. Like she hadn't lied to my face night before. Wonder if she thinks I'm stupid. Or if she just stopped caring whether I noticed. Agree to go. Not going for fun, though. Going to watch. Walk into Sarah's house around 8. Emily vanishes almost immediately. She always does at these things. This time I don't try to follow her. Stay by kitchen, nursing a beer. Eyes tracking every movement in room. Watching couples laugh. Strangers flirt. Friends stumble into conversations they'd forget next day. Emily doesn't know I'm watching. Catch her reflection in window after an hour. She's across living room, phone clutched in hand. Typing furiously. Glancing up toward hallway and back door. Like waiting for something. Or someone. Stay where I am. Calm, unmoving. Waiting. Then she slips outside. Wait full 5 minutes before following. Long enough that she won't sense me. Step through back door. Don't see her at first. Air is cold. Yard dimly lit by fairy lights. Then hear it. Her laugh, low, flirtatious, intimate. Follow sound to far side of yard. Near tall bushes blocking view from house. That's when I see them. Emily, my wife, standing way too close to man I don't recognize. Her hand on his chest, body leaning into his, face tilted up. Smiling like she used to smile at me. Can't hear what he says. Doesn't matter. His lips brush her cheek. Whispers something in her ear. She turns to face him. They kiss. Can't move. Heart pounding so loud, sure they'd hear it. But they don't. They don't even know I'm there. Glass of beer slips from fingers. Hits ground with muted thud. Emily jerks away. Eyes darting around wild and startled. Man glances up, confused. Don't stay to give them answers. Turn around. Walk back through house. Leave without word. Emily doesn't come home that night. MFU, my wife cheats on me at a party. MFW, I watch it happen. TFW, your whole life falls apart in someone's backyard. 9 a.m. next morning. Knock at the door. Open it. There she is. Emily. Makeup smeared. Eyes red and puffy. Crying like her life depends on it. Jake, please. Her voice breaking. Just let me explain. Emily standing there on porch. Shivering. Tears streaming down face. Dripping off chin. Like they might wash away whatever she'd done. Clutching phone in one hand. Knuckles white. Like holding it might anchor her. Say nothing. Just stare at her. Blocking doorway. Like some immovable gatekeeper. Jake, she whispers. Voice trembling. Please let me explain. Her sobs soft at first. Delicate. Practiced. Seen her cry before. Over rough days at hospital. When she thought life wasn't where she wanted. But this isn't same. This is desperation. But is it desperation for me or for herself? Let her stand in cold for solid minute. Finally step aside. Don't let her touch me as she walks in. Can feel her gaze trying to latch onto mine. Living room exactly how I left it. Bottle of whiskey half empty on table. Glass still sitting where it was night before. Emily notices. Her lip quivers, like she'd uncovered scene of some tragedy. You didn't sleep, says softly, like she has right to be concerned about me. Sit down. My voice comes out hoarse, sharper than intended. Not proud of way it shakes. Don't care anymore. Emily obeys. Perches on edge of couch, like waiting for verdict in courtroom. Wipes face with trembling hands. Streaks of mascara remain. Like evidence, clear, undeniable. Stay standing. Who was he? Finally cut through her silence. Emily blinks up at me. Lips parted, but no words come. Caught. Mind scrambling for right answer. Something that might make me back off. Something that might put her back in control. Jake, it's not what you think. What do I think? Snap. Voice suddenly sharp enough to make her flinch. Do you think I'm stupid, Emily? Do you think I didn't see you? I was there. I watched you kiss him. Her face drains of color, opens mouth, but no excuse comes. You're gonna tell me everything. Continue. Voice low but vibrating. Can't contain it anymore. Everything. Who he is, how long this has been going on, why you thought you could do this to me, and come home crying like you're the victim. Her tears start up again, this time not soft. Ragged, messy. Jake, she chokes, voice raw. Please. I made a mistake. A mistake? Bark out laugh, bitter and sharp. A mistake is forgetting to pick up milk at store. A mistake isn't kissing some guy in backyard and then staying out all night. She breaks under that, hands fly up to cover face, sobs louder now. Watch her shoulders shake. Frame small and pathetic in middle of room. Strange thing, seeing someone you loved, trusted, reduced to this. But don't feel pity. Want answers. You're going to start talking, say quietly. Or I'm going to start packing your things. Emily's hands drop. For first time that morning, something shifts in her expression. There in middle of tear-stained face, flash of something seen before. Not guilt, not sorrow. Anger. You want answers? She spits suddenly, voice breaking through sobs. You want to know what's going on, Jake? You're going on. Accusation hangs in air like slap. Blink at her, stunned into silence. You sit there every night. Laptop glued to your hands, working until 2 in morning. You're never here, Jake. You don't see me. You don't care about what I need or what I'm feeling. You've turned into ghost. And I'm supposed to what? Just accept that? Room feels like spinning. So this is my fault now? Ask, voice deadly calm. I don't know, she shouts, tears mixing with rage. Maybe it's both of us. Maybe we both gave up on each other. And you just didn't notice. You think this happened overnight. You think I wanted this? She's unraveling. Seen Emily lose temper before, but this different, like watching storm smash through glass house. Jagged and destructive. Shards flying everywhere. You chose this. Shoot back, pointing at her. You, not me. I didn't kiss someone else. I didn't sneak around. Don't you dare try to twist this into something it's not. I didn't sleep with him, she screams suddenly, cutting through tension like knife. Words hang in air, vibrating between us. Stare at her, chest heaving. Try to process it. And I'm supposed to believe that? Say finally, voice shaking. She slumps back against couch, like fight drained out of her. You can believe whatever you want, Jake, she whispers. But I didn't. I swear to you, I didn't. Don't know if she's lying. Don't know if even care anymore. Who is he? Ask again. Voice low, almost defeated. Emily hesitates, staring down at hands, like answer might be written there. His name is Nate. Finally admits, Nate. Repeats slowly, like tasting something bitter. And how long has this been going on? She doesn't answer right away. 3 months, she whispers. Let weight of those words settle over me, punching me in gut over and over again. 3 months, 90 days of my life, of our life, had been a lie. Emily's sobs soften again, quieter now. She's waiting for me to say something, but don't know what to say. Mind is blank space, too full to process any of it. Finally look up at her. You need to leave. Emily's head snaps up. What? You heard me? Voice is flat. You're going to pack a bag and leave. Go stay with Sarah. Or Nate. I don't care. Jake, please. Stand up, cutting her off. I need you out of this house. I need time to think. And right now I can't look at you. Her face crumbles. But don't let it sway me. Turn and walk out of room, leaving her there with wreckage she'd created. Only thing can think. as shut bedroom door behind me. How single night, one moment, could unravel entire life. Dr. Click shut, but sound doesn't feel final. Emily's voice still muffled through walls as she tries to plead, tries to reason with me, like words could rewind clock. Stand there in bedroom, staring at unmade bed where we used to sleep together. Now sheets look foreign, like they belong to strangers. Should have felt something. Anger, heartbreak, maybe even disgust, but instead there was nothing. Just heavy sinking void sitting in chest. Then hear it, dull thud against wall. Turn and listen. Another thud, followed by Emily's frustrated sob. Know what she's doing. Pacing, probably. Throwing her bag together and hurry. But don't go out there. Stay planted in middle of our bedroom, staring at framed wedding photo on dresser, taken 6 years ago. Sun setting behind us. Emily leaning head on my shoulder, beaming at camera. Looked so sure in that picture. So certain about her, about everything. Feel sick? Grab frame, turn it face down on dresser, before image burns itself deeper into mind. After what felt like hours, hear front door creak open. Jake, her voice trembles. Distant now, floating in from hallway. I'm going. I'll stay with Sarah. Silence stretches. She's waiting for me to respond. Maybe thought I'd call her back. Tell her we could fix this. But don't. Hear her sigh. Shaky, defeated sound before door clicks shut. House swallows noise, like it had been starving for peace. Next 24 hours were blur. Didn't eat, didn't shower. Sat on couch, let TV drone on in background. While mind looped back to that moment in yard, Emily's hand on his chest. Nate didn't know anything about him, just name and way Emily had said it. Like confession. At some point started digging. Her phone was gone, but our shared laptop still here. Wasn't proud of what I did, but pride wasn't in cards anymore. Opened her email, her messages, anything could find, and there it was. Can't wait to see you tonight. I'll find a way to slip out early. Nate. Message was 3 weeks old, buried under layers of harmless threads, shopping receipts, work schedules. Emails from her sister, like rat hiding in basement, scrolled further, stomach twisting tighter with every click. They'd been meeting at hotels, bars. Emily had even told me she was picking up extra shifts. On nights, she was probably tangled up with him. Slammed laptop shut. So hard thought might break it. Hands shook as sat back. Walls of living room closing in. Wanted to scream. To smash something, but all did was sit there. Teeth clenched so hard, jaw ached. 3 months. 3 months of my life stolen. By stranger couldn't even put face to. Somehow that made it worse. Phone buzzes. Glance at screen. Emily. Don't answer. Buzzes again and again. Then text. Jake, please, I need to talk to you. I can explain everything. She'd already tried to explain. All I'd heard were excuses. Shut phone off. Tossed it across couch. Stared blankly at ceiling. Doesn't stop there. Hour later, someone knocks at door. 3 sharp, insistent raps. Pulse spikes. Brain immediately screaming, her. Swing door open. Ready to tell Emily go to hell. But isn't her. It's Sarah. Jake. Her tone firm and unfriendly. Like she'd already chosen side. Dark hair pulled back in ponytail. Stands there with arms crossed. Like about to lecture me. We need to talk. Why are you here? She doesn't answer right away. Instead looks past me, checking to make sure Emily isn't inside. Then sighs, shoulders slumping slightly. Emily's at my place. She's a mess, Jake. Won't stop crying. She didn't want me to come here, but I figured someone had to. Bark out bitter laugh. You had to what exactly? Do you think you're here to do? Sarah doesn't flinch. Steps closer, voice dropping. Look, I know you're angry. Angry? Cut her off, voice rising. Sarah, I caught my wife cheating on me. Angry doesn't even cover it. She shakes head. You don't know whole story. That's what she keeps saying. And you know what? I don't care anymore. Jake, listen to me. Sarah pushes. It's not what you think. I know about Nate. Way she says his name makes stomach turn again. Then why don't you tell me, Sarah? What is it I don't know? She hesitates. Just for a second. Then drops arms. Looks me dead in the eye. Nate's not some random guy. He's someone Emily knew before you two got married. Words knock air out of me. Like gut punch. Heart thunders in ears. What? I don't know everything, Sarah admits. But he's from her past. I didn't even know they were talking again until recently. She swore to me nothing serious happened. She said it was just stupid mistakes. But Jake trails off, face softening. She's not okay, and neither are you. You both need to figure this out. Can't even process what she's saying. Stare at Sarah. Fists clenched so tight nails dig into palms. Emily's past. Nate. Some piece of her life she'd kept buried, like landmine waiting for me to step on. Sarah still talking, but can't hear her anymore. Only thought pounding through head. What else don't I know? For first time realized, worst part wasn't kiss, wasn't even lies. Was that I'd married woman I didn't really know at all. Sarah left not long after, dropping that bombshell, leaving me alone, with silence of house and noise in my head. Nate isn't some random guy. He's someone Emily knew before you two got married. Words circle me like vultures. Past, always thought Emily's past was exactly that. Past, she wasn't exactly closed book, but there were pages she didn't let me read. Hadn't pressed, never saw need. Maybe that was my mistake. Sat on edge of couch, phone in hand, staring at Emily's name and messages. Had million questions. Hated that only person who could answer them was same person who'd shattered my trust. Tell me about Nate. Don't lie. Hit send before could talk myself out of it. Minute passed, then another. Phone vibrates. Emily. Jake, please let me call you. Me. Answer the question. Silence. Then Emily. We dated before you and me. It was long time ago. Feel blood drain from face. As read those words. Define dated. Takes longer for her to reply this time. When she does, words slice through me like glass. Emily. We were serious for a while, but he cheated on me. It ended badly. And I haven't seen him since, until a few months ago. Cheated on her. Grip on phone tightens. Irony almost makes me laugh. So this was Nate, guy who'd once broken her, and now years later. She'd brought him back into our lives, like poisonous ghost. Slam phone onto coffee table. Screen lights up one more time. Emily. I didn't mean for this to happen. I swear to you, Jake. Didn't mean for it to happen. That was supposed to make it better. Like her stumbling back into his arms was some accident. Some force of nature she couldn't control. Stand up abruptly. Pacing living room, like trapped in cage. Mind spiraling into memories didn't want. First time Emily told me she loved me. Night I proposed. Morning we signed papers for this house. All those moments felt so solid back then, but now they felt hollow. Like cheap props on stage. What other pieces of her life had she hidden? How much of our foundation was built on cracks? Didn't sleep that night. Found myself in kitchen, nursing fourth glass of water. Air felt still, too still. Like house itself holding its breath. Then phone buzzes again. Call from Emily. Let it ring once, twice, 3 times. On fourth pickup, what? Voice cold. Barely word. Silence for second. Can hear her breathing on other end. Shaky and uneven. Jake. Her voice breaks. I know you hate me right now, but you have to understand, I didn't go looking for him. He showed up. Don't say anything. So she keeps going, like has to fill silence. I ran into him at coffee shop near hospital. I hadn't seen him in years. I didn't even recognize him at first, but he recognized me. Swallow. Throat dry. And what? You just picked up where you left off? You let guy who cheated on you walk right back into your life? Emily's breath hitches. No, it wasn't like that. I didn't plan for this, Jake. There it is again. Mutter, cutting her off. I didn't plan for this. Like your lips just accidentally fell onto his at that party. I messed up, she chokes. I know I did, but it's not as simple as you think. Seeing him, being around him, it made me question everything. I don't know what's wrong with me. Stare at dark kitchen cabinets. Hand clenching phone so tight might break it. What do you mean everything? Us? Emily doesn't answer right away. Silence hits harder than any word could. I don't know, she whispers finally. So soft, almost miss it. Feel something shatter inside. Like pane of glass collapsing under own weight. You don't know? Repeat. Voice quiet but razor sharp. You don't know if you love me anymore after 7 years? Jake, I hang up. Next morning, wake up on couch. Stiff neck, same hollow ache in chest. Phone buzzes constantly. Missed calls. Texts, all Emily. Ignore them. By noon at brother's place, Ryan lives a few miles out of town. Little rental that looks like held together by duct tape and hope. But it's his, and it's quiet. Exactly what need. Ryan opens door. Takes one look at me. Shakes head. Damn man, you look like hell. Feel worse. Mutter. Stepping inside, he leads me to kitchen. Hands me beer. No questions asked. That's why here. Ryan doesn't push. Lets me talk when ready. After about 20 minutes of silence. Finally, she cheated on me. Say flatly. Staring at label on beer bottle. 3 months with some guy from her past. Ryan whistles low under breath. Jesus, she said she didn't sleep with him. But I don't know if believe her. I caught them at party. Ryan leans back in chair. Frowning. You think she's lying about it? Shake head. I don't know. I don't even know if it matters anymore. Ryan quiet for a moment. Before speaking again. Tone careful. So what now? Exhale slowly, question heavy. I don't know. I told her to leave. She's at Sarah's, but she keeps calling, saying she wants to fix things. And do you want to? Look up at him. How do you fix something like this? Ryan doesn't have answer. Neither do I. What do know, though? Whatever Emily and I used to have, trust, love, certainty, was gone. Even if tried to glue pieces back together, cracks would always be there. Worst part, don't know if more angry at her for breaking us, or at myself for still caring. Thing no one tells you about betrayal. How it takes over mine like virus. It's relentless. Can't sleep, because every time close eyes, see them, her with someone else. Can't eat, because stomach knots up, with realization that life you thought living wasn't real. Worst of all, can't escape questions. What ifs? Why's spend next few days at Ryan's, crashing on his busted old couch. He doesn't pry, but can feel him watching out of corner of eye, probably wondering how much longer I'd sit there, staring into space. Want to get up? To fix myself, but like being buried under cement. On third day, Emily calls again. Don't know why pick up. Maybe looking for answers. Maybe want to hear her crack. Admit everything. So could finally decide what hell to do next. Jake, her voice soft, like she didn't know which version of me she'd get. On other end, don't say anything. She takes that as sign to keep going. I know you don't want to hear this right now, but I can't just sit here and not try. I can't let us end like this. Words sting more than wanted them to. Us? Say voice low. There hasn't been an us for months, Emily. You killed that minute you let him back into your life. She chokes on breath. I made a mistake, Jake. One mistake. Stop calling it that. Snap, grip on phone tightening. Stop acting like you tripped and fell into his arms. You chose him, Emily. You chose to see him. To talk to him, can't even finish sentence. And now you want to act like this is something we can patch up with conversation. Her silence cuts through me. Can hear her breathing on other end. Shaky and uneven, like teetering on edge. I'm sorry, she whispers. I don't know what else to say. I was confused. Confused? Bark out bitter laugh. Confused about what, Emily? About whether or not you wanted to blow up our marriage? Did you wake up one day and forget that you're married to me? Or did you just not care? Line goes quiet. For second thought, she might have hung up. But then she speaks, voice brittle and low. I didn't go looking for him, Jake, she says. But when I saw him again, it brought everything back. The way I felt before he hurt me. Before everything fell apart. I don't know why. Maybe I wanted to prove something to myself. That I could, trails off. That you could what? Demam. Every word cutting like knife. Prove that you still had his attention? That he still wanted you? Is that what this was? No, she shouts suddenly. Crack in her voice so sharp it startles me. It wasn't about him. It was about me, Jake. It was about everything. I feel like I've lost. I love you, but I've been drowning. I don't know how to explain it. Her words hit like gut punch, knocking wind out of me. So your solution was to cheat on me? I didn't plan for this, she says again, quieter this time. Like she hated words even as they left her lips. Both go quiet then? Air between us thick with everything unsaid? Can hear her crying, soft and broken. But don't feel sorry for her. Not anymore. You don't get to cry, Emily. Say finally, voice cold. You don't get to sit there and play victim. When you're the one who did this, I know, she says softly. I need you to know that it wasn't about you. I wasn't trying to hurt you. I don't know how I let it get this far. Run hand down face, exhaustion finally catching up. It is about me. You don't get to decide that it's not. You took something from me that I can't get back. And I don't think you even understand what that means. I do understand, she whispers, voice cracking. And I hate myself for it. Good, say bluntly. Line goes quiet again, her silence heavy and final. After long pause, she whispers, what happens now, Jake? Don't answer right away. Don't know. Everything feels like ash, burned beyond recognition. I need time, say finally, and I need you to leave me alone. She doesn't argue, doesn't beg. Hear her exhale shakily. Before saying, okay, hang up without another word. That night, Ryan finds me outside on his porch, staring into dark. It's late, air is cold, but don't care. Don't feel anything anymore. Not chill, not ache in chest, nothing. Ryan sits down next to me, hands me beer without saying anything. Sit in silence for a while before he finally speaks. You don't have to decide everything right now, you know. He says, but whatever you do, you have to do it for you. Not her, not anyone else. Nod slowly, eyes fixed on empty street ahead. I keep asking myself what I did wrong. Admit, voice barely audible. What I missed, why I wasn't enough. Ryan turns to look at me. frowning. Don't do that, man. Don't put this on yourself. She made her choices, and they're on her, not you. I know. Say, the words feel hollow. Sit there longer, night wrapping around us like heavy blanket. Think about Emily. Her tears, her excuses. Years we'd spent together that now felt tainted. Don't know what future looks like. Don't know if could forgive her, or if even want to. But one thing clear, whatever us was, it was gone. All that remained now were ashes and echoes of what used to be. Morning after Emily's call, wake up on Ryan's couch again, neck twisted at bad angle, blanket half on floor, stare at ceiling for a while, trying to piece myself together, but mine won't let me rest. Feels like she's still there. Emily, haunting room like some unseen ghost. Her voice, her face, way she looked at me last time saw her. By noon, no, can't sit here anymore. Walls of Ryan's place, as quiet as they are, feel too close. Too claustrophobic. Need to do something. Anything. To pull myself out of spiral. Decide to go back to house. Haven't been there since told Emily to leave. Though dread seeing place where everything fell apart. Can't avoid it forever. Drive feels longer than should have. Closer get to house. Heavier chest feels like something pressing down on me. When finally pull into driveway. Sit in car for a minute. Gripping steering wheel. Staring at front door. Everything looks exactly same, but doesn't feel same. Air inside house is stale. Empty. Walk through living room slowly. Shoes echoing on hardwood floor. Place frozen in time. Emily's shoes still kicked off near door, where she'd left them last. Mug sits on kitchen counter, like she might come back and pick it up any second, but she wouldn't. Not yet. Move through house in days, feeling like stranger in own life. End up in bedroom, hand hesitating on doorknob before pushing it open. Bed is made now. Don't know why I noticed that first. But before she left. Emily must have taken time to fix it, like that somehow erased what had happened. Sink onto edge of mattress, burying face in hands. Silence so thick it's deafening. Don't know how long sit there. Before eyes drift to nightstand. Emily's nightstand. There, half hidden behind stack of books. Small red notebook. Stare at it, chest tightening. Seen that notebook before. Emily always said it was where she scribbled work notes. Little reminders, grocery lists. Nothing important, she used to say. But now not sure believe anything she told me anymore. Against better judgment. Reach for it. Pages soft, worn at edges. Like she'd flipped through them 100 times. Hands tremble as open it. Half hoping find something innocent, something that proved instincts wrong. But don't. On third page, see it. His name? Nate. Entry isn't long, but enough to make blood turn ice cold. I saw him again today, Nate. I thought I'd forgotten what he looked like. But second I saw him, it all came back. He smiled at me like no time had passed. And I felt, alive. That's not fair to Jake. I know it's not, but I don't know how to stop feeling this way. Shut notebook so fast. Feels like might snap in two. Pulse hammering in ears. Stare at cover. Hands gripping it so tightly. Knuckles turn white. Alive. That word echoes in mind. Louder and louder. Until think might scream. She felt alive with him. What did that make me? What did that make us? Slow death? Cage she wanted to escape? Stand up abruptly. Chair scraping against floor. Shove notebook back into nightstand. Breaths coming fast. Uneven. Stumble back into living room. Drop onto couch. Try to calm self down, but can't. Betrayal wasn't just in kiss. Or lies. Or secrets. It was in truth of what Emily had been feeling, hiding right under my nose. For God knows how long. What laughed good for soul. Nothing felt good for soul lately, but not anyway. One slice, apple or cherry. She left and sipped my coffee. Bitterness grounding me. That's when phone buzzed. Stare at it, half expecting Emily's name. But isn't her this time? It's Ryan. Ryan, hey, doing okay? You still alive or should I come dig you out? Smirk faintly. Shaken head. For all his bluntness, Ryan had been my anchor through this. Don't have energy to respond. Just send back me alive, barely. Almost immediately phone buzzes again. Ryan, good, let me know when you're ready to drink about it. Set phone face down. Lean back against booth. Staring at nothing. Waitress returns moment later. Sliding slice of cherry pie in front of me. It's warm, crust golden and flaking at edges. Enjoy hunt, she says. For a moment, her voice sounds like mom's. Like someone who just wants me to eat something. And stop looking like ghost. By time get home that evening, the house feels different. Empty, but not in haunting way. More like someone had opened window after years of keeping it closed. Drop keys on table. Stand there for a moment, letting stillness settle around me. Eyes drift to corner. Where Emily's boxes had been, now they're gone. Room feels bigger somehow, like there's space to breathe again. But that's the thing about clearing out space. It makes room for everything else. Been avoiding. Sit on edge of couch, staring at floor. Let questions return. Where did we go wrong? Was it my long hours at work? Her quiet frustrations she never told me about? Nights we spent together but apart, pretending everything was fine. Spent so much time blaming her. Hadn't allowed myself to look in mirror. That didn't mean she wasn't at fault. Didn't mean what she did was forgivable. But marriage doesn't collapse from one person's weight. It cracks slowly, quietly, until smallest push shatters everything. She said she felt like she was drowning. Hadn't seen it, hadn't noticed, and for that, felt something new creeping into anger. Regret. That night, pull open drawer in kitchen, where we used to keep junk, bills, takeout menus, dig through it, until find what looking for. Small envelope, unopened, with Emily's handwriting on front. Birthday card. She'd given it to me 2 months ago, but we'd gotten into argument that morning over something stupid. Me forgetting to fix sink, her rolling her eyes. Never opened it. Shoved it in drawer, let it sit there. Like silent protest. Hold it in hands now. Chest tight. Carefully open flap. Pull out card. Front is simple. Just photo of mountain range. Words to many more adventures. Inside her handwriting fills space. Jake, I know I'm not always easy to love. I'm stubborn, and I'm impatient, and I push too hard when I shouldn't. But I need you to know that through everything, every fight, every rough day, you're still person I want by my side. You make me feel safe. You make me feel seen. I'm so proud of life we've built, even when I don't always say it out loud. I love you. I love us. Happy birthday, Jake. Emily. Set card down on table. Stare at it for a long time. Vision blurring. That was hardest part of all this. Knowing that what we had was real once. Love. Connection. It wasn't some lie she told me. It just wasn't enough to stop her from falling apart. Maybe that's what life is sometimes. You love someone. You give them everything you have, and it's still not enough to save them. But that didn't mean couldn't save myself. Next morning, wake up early, clean house top to bottom, throw out everything don't need. Empty bottles, clutter, reminders of life that no longer fits. Isn't solution, but feels like start. Then for first time in weeks, grab jacket, lock front door, step outside into cold air. Don't know where going yet, but know one thing, not going to let this destroy me. Life I'd known was over. But maybe, just maybe, that meant could build something new. One step at a time. First thing due that morning, drive to hardware store. Feels random, impulsive even. But no, can't spend another day wandering through hollow rooms. If house going to be mine again, needs to change. I need to change it. Inside, wander through aisles, letting smell of fresh wood and paint soothe me. Grab supplies haven't touched in years. Sandpaper, brushes, few cans of deep blue paint. Looks nothing like dull beige. Emily had picked when first moved in. Fill cart with purpose, like every brush stroke could scrub away. Ghost of our marriage lingering in corners of house. Back home, push all furniture to center of living room. Throw old sheet over it. Start on walls with every roll of paint. Space looks less like ours, more like mine. Walls I'd shared with Emily, where she hung pictures, picked curtains, rearranged furniture, disappearing one layer at a time, and it feels good. By time first wall done, arms ache, clothes splattered with blue, sweat dripping down back of neck. But don't stop. Turn on music. Something loud and gritty. Keep going. Sound drowning out thoughts. Somewhere between coats of paint, Ryan texts. Ryan, you alive, man? Haven't heard from you today? Me, yeah, painting house. Ryan, seriously, who are you, Bob the Builder? Smirk. Send back quick reply. Me, something like that. Needed to make this place mine again. Long pause before his response. Ryan, proud of you, man. Keep going. Don't know why, but those words hit harder than expected. Keep going. Isn't advice, isn't pity. Just Ryan standing quietly in corner, cheering me on. When wasn't sure how to cheer for myself. Takes 3 days to finish living room. 3 days of sanding, painting, dragging every ounce of frustration and pain. Across those walls, sore, bruised, perpetually covered in specks of paint. But room is mine now. Dull beige gone, replaced with dark blue. Reminds me of late nights and quiet spaces. Collapse onto couch on final night. Staring at work, with mix of pride and exhaustion. Room still empty. No photos, no decorations, but that feels right. Blank slate. For first time in weeks, let myself breathe. On fourth day, Ryan shows up unannounced again. With 2 six-packs in hand, you're relentless. Say his open door. Stepping aside to let him in. He grins, kicking off shoes. You think I'm going to let you hermit in here forever? Nah, man. Let's see this masterpiece. Lead him into living room. Suddenly self-conscious of space. Spent days buried in. Ryan whistles low as looks around. Damn. Looks like whole new house. That was point. Mutter. Shoving hands into pockets. He drops onto couch. Cracking open beer. You know some guys would have just gone on 3-week bender. Or bought motorcycle. But nope. You turned into freaking DIY wizard. Roll eyes. Sit down across from him. It was cheaper than therapy. Ryan takes sip of beer. Watching me carefully. How you feeling though? For real. Pause. Staring at wall spent hours painting. Better, I think. Still angry. Still. I don't know. That's normal, Ryan says. You don't just forget 7 years overnight. Doesn't mean you're not moving forward. Nod slowly. He isn't wrong. Anger had started to cool. Replaced by something quieter. Dull ache. Like bruise fading but still tender to touch. Don't miss Emily. Not really. Miss idea of her. Version of us that worked. One thought would last forever. Sometimes I think about what I could have done differently. Admit, voice low. Like maybe if I'd paid more attention. Or said something sooner. It wouldn't have fallen apart. Ryan shakes head. You can't think like that. Look, maybe there were cracks before Nate. But she made choice to cheat Jake. Not you. Don't carry her guilt on top of your own. Swallow hard. Nodding again. Yeah. And anyway, he continues. Grinning suddenly. You've already got 1 foot out of grave? Most guys would still be lying face down in bed, rewatching their wedding video, and crying into pizza box. Snort. Glad to know bar is so low. Ryan laughs, raising beer. To new beginnings, man. Whatever hell they look like, clink bottle against his for first time in weeks. Smile. Real smile. Not forced, not bitter. That night after Ryan left, sit alone in living room again. House quiet. But this time, silence doesn't feel heavy. Pick up phone. Scroll through contacts. Until find Emily's name. Hover over it for second. Thumb hesitating. Not going to call her. Not because hate her. Don't anymore. And not because miss her. Just don't need her to fill silence. Open text thread. Type out message don't plan to send. I hope you find what you're looking for, Emily. I'm going to be okay. Stare at it for long moment. Then delete draft. Set phone down. Don't need her to know I'll be okay. Just need me to know it. Stand up. Stretching. Glance around room. It isn't finished yet. Still other walls to paint. Furniture to replace. New memories to create. But it's start. Walk out onto back porch. Sit on steps. Breathing in cool night air. Stars clear above me. Scattered across dark sky. Like tiny, quiet reminders that life goes on, no matter how broken it feels, and maybe, just maybe, so would I.